Hi guys, how's it going? Welcome to my Virgin Kitchen. Tonight I am dead excited because I am about to make Moussaka, which is a traditional Greek dish from the country Greece, obviously. Hopefully you've heard of it, and it is my most favourite meal in the whole wide world. I love it to bits, and if I can make it half as good as the Greek restaurant down the road, I will be dead chuffed. So we need to get into the Greek spirit, guys, okay? So let's look at something Greek, okay? That's nice, huh? You like that? And let's listen to some Greek music. Oh, no, not that. That's the wrong type of Greece, right? That's Sandy and the guy with the black hair and the comb. Don't want that. This is Greek music. Yeah, that's it. Okay. And also, in Greece, plate smashing is a tradition. Now, the budget for my Virgin Kitchen can't quite afford real plates at the moment, so we've got a paper plate. So join me as you please as we smash the plate. Ready? Look at that. Okay. Just imagine the smashing plate noise in your head, okay, when I'm doing that. Anyway, let's get on to the ingredients. I have got 590 grams of mince, 75 grams of flour, 600 mils of milk, 2 aubergines, which kind of like drumsticks, an onion, which we're going to chop up, 75 grams of butter, 10 of plum tomatoes, 4 potatoes, which we're going to peel and cut up as well. That is the very first thing we're going to do because we've got to cook them, so we've got to get them soft. So we'll put a pan on to boil any minute now. 2 eggs, garlic clove, nice big tray, with some parsley, cinnamon and a bottle of white wine in there. That's all the fancy seasoning stuff. So first thing you got to do, guys, is peel your potatoes and slice them up and put them on to boil. Then we can prepare the rest of our stuff. So let's go. Okay guys, so I've just started peeling my potato. Don't know what it is about peeling potatoes, but I actually find it kind of soothing. Also, just put my pan of water on to boil with a bit of salt in there onto heat, and also put a lid on it because apparently it boils quicker. So thanks to the person who emailed me to tell me that. Kind of useful. So yeah, keep peeling the potatoes, guys. Right here then, guys, just to show you, I've just literally just put my potatoes in there, so they're in there. I'm going to put the lid back on it again. So it's going to take about 10 minutes to do that, so you want them nice and soft, okay? And then we're going to move on to our garlic, so peel and press that. Peel your onion and chop that as well. Actually, if anyone knows how to chop an onion pretty decently, you know, tell me how to do it, because I just do it all randomly and it comes out in big chunks. And also get your aubergine, so cut the ends off and then cut it into nice thin chunks as well. So we are getting there, guys, keep doing that, yeah? Okay then, guys, the garlic's cut up into like little chunks rather than putting it through the presser, and the aubergines are done. Look at that, kind of looks like a CD. So it's about that thick, okay? And now I'm just going to work on my onion, and this onion is in need of a haircut. So I am going to oblige and cut the bottom and the top off, peel it and then cut it into chunks, dudes, okay? Right here then, guys, I've got my onions cut up. I see, like, nice and hunky and chunky, yeah? Woo, good times. So I've also got a pan of oil in a big saucepan. That's on to heat for a little bit. So all I'm going to do now is chuck my onions in there and let them cook on their own for about 3 or 4 minutes. And then I'm going to chuck the garlic in with it and gradually merge other ingredients in, okay? Right guys, it's only been about 2 minutes. The onions aren't even completely brown yet. What I'm going to do now is get my garlic, pour that in there, and then grab your meat, okay? So, my hands are washed, guys. I'm just going to chuck that slab in there like this. Boom, okay? So break it up, keep cooking it until it's brown. Woo! Right here then, guys, as you see, that's looking nice and brown. So what we're going to do is basically grab a teaspoon of cinnamon, plonk that in. I've measured out 100 mils of my white wine, so I'm going to pour that in. And then I'm going to get my tin of plum tomatoes, all of it, juice and all, and just pour that in there as well. Wow. Kind of just went in like boom, you know, like someone like overweight person like jumping in a pool and belly flopping. Never mind. What we're going to do now? Oh wow, that smells really good. Anyway, yeah. See, look at that. It needs to be stirred around. So let's just stir it around and break it all up. Do that, and we're going to let it simmer for half an hour. Okay, guys? Woo! Right here then, guys. I know what you're thinking. Oh, I've got half an hour. You know, I can just relax. But no, not yet. You will later. I promise. Okay. Leave this to simmer. That's cooking away nicely, as I said. I've drained my potatoes off. I've also got my milk and put it in a pan separately. Now that's being brought to the boil now with a bit of pepper in it. Also grab another pan, because in a minute we're going to mix our butter and flour in there together and make a funky sauce. We'll mix it with the milk, okay? Also, you need to cook your aubergines just a little bit so they're brown, so you can either plonk them in your oven like that, or you can, oh look, my plate's still on the floor. How cool. Anyway, I put mine on the George Foreman, so they're grilling away, got a batch to do. So, like I say, I promise you that you'll get a break in a minute, but just do this stuff and we are nearly there, okay? Right here then, guys, the aubergines are done. Look at those, nice and grilled. Ooh, kind of like the look, you know. I've put my eggs into a little container like that, so that's spare time I had as well. As you can see, that milk is bubbling away. Look, it's got a nice sort of bubble effect on it there. Boom. This pan is all hot now, so I'm going to shove my butter in there, like that. That'll do its thing. Let it melt. And then I'm going to gradually add my flour in. So I'll do a little bit now. I think this is right. Stir it in. And then we'll bring the milk in with it. Okay, so that's the rest of the flour going in. It's kind of thickened, so we need to thin it out a bit. So get your milk and chuck it in there, guys. Right, so that sauce is all in there. Now what I'll do over the heat is just keep stirring it until apparently it makes a smooth sauce. It doesn't look like it's going to do that at the moment, but we'll just keep going, okay? Keep stirring. Okay guys, as you can see, that sauce has gone a lot smoother now. Still a teeny bit lumpy, so what you've got to do is strain it. I've never strained before, but all I'm going to do is just run it through a sieve and hopefully get rid of some of the chunky stuff that's left over. The juices that are in the meat are mostly gone, so we're nearly done with that. So it's all starting to come together really well. Okay guys, so there's our sauce in there. As you can see, I've seasoned it a lot with salt and pepper to give it a bit of a kick. What I'm going to do is grab your eggs, just chuck them in there, get a whisk, like that, and start mixing it in, okay? So I need 2 hands to do that, that's what I'm going to do. There we go guys, the egg's in there. You can't even tell the difference really, it's a teeny bit smoother, and as if by magic, the meat is now done. It's all coming together. So I've preheated my oven to gas mark 4, and we can start to layer it in the dish. So let's go. Ooh. Okay guys, so the first thing I'm going to do is just get the meat and just put it in the dish like that, okay? So make sure it's in there and spread it all out evenly. Okay, so it looks like that. Now what we got to do is grab our aubergines and start to layer it along the top, okay? So you pretty much cover all the meat. Okay, so it looks like that. Now what we're going to do now is grab our potato bits and just layer them on exactly the same again. Okay, so the potatoes on there, look, you can do a flyby. They're all on there, okay. So now the last thing you've got to do is just basically grab your sauce and just pour it over the top, okay? And that is that guys, I've smoothed out with a spoon. So we're going to shove it in our oven for about half an hour until it's all brown on the top. I'm probably going to spin it around a couple of times on the way through because my oven is biased to one side. And then that will be time to eat it. So you can have your chill out time now, or like if you're like me, you've got a mountain of washing up to do. Right here then guys, that's been 40 minutes. I span it around halfway through and here it is. Boom. See, it's all nice and brown on the top, it's all sizzling underneath, and I can't wait to get it on the plate and in my tummy. So without further ado, I'm going to do that. Woo! There we go then guys, there's an extreme close up, there's the meat and the aubergines and the potato, and where the sauce has gone firm. Just had a little nibble and that is lush. So if I can do that and make it half decent, absolutely anyone in the world can, I promise you. So have a go yourself, let me know how you get on, and I'll see you again next time.